system is working out pretty well so far. Next comment, I like this one. Wow. Oh, IAQ expert. And this was on the Casa Fernandez Miami Arsenio review that we did a while ago, number 15. And if you remember, it was a cigar that I just picked out of a bag of like 200 cigars and found it to be amazing. Wow, I watched your video on the cigar and decided to give this one a try. Never even heard about this cigar, so I thought I'll take your word for it. Found a box at a great price, I'll add, ordered it, and let it sit in my humidor for about 2 weeks. Grabbed one today and rewatched the video while smoking it. That's what I want people to do. And your review was absolutely spot on. This cigar was great. I will tonight be placing an order for more. Geez, you didn't even finish the first box yet. Thanks for the great review. What a gem to find and enjoy. Please keep doing what you're doing. That always makes me feel good too, because I want to know that I'm giving information that people are actually using and, you know, getting the results that I'm saying you'll get. I don't want to be sitting here saying, well, this cigar's fucking fantastic, and have 10 people email me that it sucked. That wouldn't be very good. So this just gives me more assurance in that, you know, my recommendations are worth a little more weight than, you know, as if nobody said anything like that. So that was a great comment. And I like going back to that because that really was a good cigar. And if you haven't gotten a chance to try it, really, take my word for it, do. They also make a Maduro version, and one day I'd like to review that. But we're talking about the natural version, the Corojo wrapper version of the Casa Fernandez Miami Arsenio. Excellent cigar. Excellent cigar. I also enjoy the regular Miami. Arsenio is much stronger, but we'll review that one day. And then there were a few more short ones that came out already on the Cohiba episodes. One, gentleman Nick Russell, who's been leaving a few comments as of late, and this guy seems to know his stuff. He gave me some information on the Nimrani book that I've been looking for, Minrani book that I've been looking to acquire. And supposedly, from his comments, Smoke Cigars with AJ. If you don't know, AJ is, people just say AJ and people know who that is. That's a guy from HavaHavana.com. And he's been very good to me as far as helping me out once in a while with a tight need, but you know, expensive, man. So I don't fully, you know, good guy and everything though. And the comment was on the Cohiba episode, and he said, "I agree with your theory," and that meant something to me because this is a guy who obviously knows his stuff. He knows the Minrani book. He smokes cigars with AJ. He started leaving a few comments about Dunhills, which you can't get anymore unless you know who to get them from. So he agrees. He agrees. And I would really like to see more comments out there. Do you think that theory, that little Cohiba conspiracy, is feasible? Is it possible? Or am I out of my mind? Or, you know, yes, no, one way or another, indifferent. So comments on that if you can. That would be very much appreciated. Or your own ideas. If you have any variations to the story. Maybe you agree with half of it and not the other half. I don't know. But I'd like to hear from you. Also from the Cohiba videos, Chicago Card Guy. Some may disagree, but I prefer Trinidad over Cohiba. Nothing to disagree with. Completely subjective. In fact, you know, I love Trinidad. I especially love the Fumadores, and I really love the newer ones, the Reyes. Petite Reyes? The little guys. Reyes. Just Reyes. But small cigars. And one of the very best Cubans I've smoked was a aged Reyes. He had about good 10 years on it. Really good. Really good. Really good. Had me smiling for hours. I was so sad when that cigar went out. So that's about it. I did have one more here. Let's see if we can get to it. Okay. We have a few more minutes. I am now pretty much down to nubbing status. Very, very, still good amount of salt left. Spice is really picking up. Wood, coffee notes, really, really nice. The cigar was outstanding. The very, very last part of this cigar right here, this nub, is pretty typical, I'd say, for Nicaraguan cigar. But smoother than most. And I'll tell you what, while it was powerful, strength-wise, I'm not falling on my ass. I don't think it was really as strong, for some reason, as that Petit Lancero I smoked, or the La Excepcion. It's strong, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Excellent cigar. We'll talk a little bit about that and wrap it up. Let's just do one more comment. Vito Cheech, NYHC. This is on the Pacific Jar videos. I had to come back and check out the video again. This set is badass. Your points about the importance of this company's role in the world of Habanos distribution should be reiterated because it really is an important gem of info. This company is responsible for not only the Pacific, but also Canada. That's huge. The way these cigars are distributed is so unlike how things work in the US, it really takes a while to grasp that the same item from one region may not be like one purchased from another region regarding quality. Glad you were able to get hooked up with the set, brother. Enjoy. So, this is really cool. This is what I've been trying to stress so often, that the very same brand, down to the very same vitola of Cuban cigars distributed to one region, can be of a totally different quality than those distributed to another region. Of course, all distributors get their cigars pretty much from the same factories. Some various cigars, vitolas, are made in multiple factories or two factories at the same time or very close date-wise to each other. It's complicated, but the quality of cigars that a distributor ends up distributing in the end really has to do with how demanding they are as far as packaging and inspection and all that is concerned. It is very different. It's incredibly different, you know? And so that is a wonderful thing to know. Pacific Cigar has really come a long way. I even said that, you know, they're up and coming right behind, if not matched, with Hunters and Frankow at the moment. The cigars, the quality of the cigars, being distributed to Hong Kong, for instance, are of outstanding quality. May have something to do with the fact that they know their customers demand the best. 60% plus of all collectible Habanos are now in Hong Kong hands. These guys want good cigars. They don't want no shitty looking fucking crappy rustic looking cigar. They want something that shines. So Pacific Cigar has their work cut out for them. Knowing that Pacific Cigar is responsible, yes, for Asia Pacific, Hong Kong, etc., but also Australia and Canada, is a great piece of information, because that means buying cigars from a site in Hong Kong like Finest Cuban Cigars, you'll get the same exact quality cigars that you'd be getting if you ordered from a site in Canada. And the price difference there is huge, huge. Some of the most expensive cigar sites on the internet are in Canada because of their outrageous taxes. At least in the States, if you order online, you don't pay taxes. Like, for instance, let's say I order from a cigar site in Florida, or we'll even take this for instance. These guys are in, that's right, I gotta mention them real quick. And now is the perfect time because of what we're discussing. These guys, I forgot where the fuck I even ordered from. I can't put this down. They sent me a little baggie in with the rest of everything else. In it, they sent me a card with the info for their lounge. Casa de Monte Cristo, Fine Cigars and Smoking Lounge. Blah, 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 Illinois. So they have a few locations in Illinois, 2, and then they have an online store. So that's nice that they gave me a business card. There's also a thank you for your purchase. Your item has been inspected, passed, etc. Although I don't know how they could have inspected the cigars since they're all taped up and wrapped up and sealed in the jar. But then they sent me this invoice, which was impressive because if you remember, I said when I ordered, I left them a note saying, glad I could find this item, my first time ordering with you. By the way, check out my channel, Dr. Joe Show. And they returned this and they highlighted it and just said, thank you so much for your business, in pen. So they took the time to write on my invoice and highlight it, which shows that they actually read the comments that I sent them. You know, because some people ask for special things and they never happen, like who knows, gift wrapping, blah, 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 and they just ignore it. So this site does not. This is top quality cigars. They don't have every brand in the world, but they do have a lot of the good, you know, popular Nicaragua, like Tatuaje, Padron, Fuente, the good stuff. And their prices are very good. $190 for this. Now, if I bought this where I live, especially a few years ago before taxes have actually gone down. We used to be one of the highest in the nation. And $190, that means this would have been somewhere around between $275 and $300 if I bought it at a store where I live. That's fucking crazy. However, right? I order online from them and they don't charge me taxes. So why the fuck should I pay taxes if I'm ordering from a site in Canada? The answer is I shouldn't. That's their problem. They shouldn't be passing taxes on to me. I shouldn't be getting taxed at all. I don't live there. So I don't know what's up with these Canadian sites with their super expensive premium fucking prices and always saying, oh, it's because the taxes, the taxes, the taxes. I don't live in fucking Canada. Do you hear me speaking French, motherfucker? No. No. So why in God's name should I be paying your taxes? I mean, there should be a system where, you know, that's how it works in the States anyway. Illinois receives an order from here, from not Illinois, then they don't have to pay the taxes that I would have to pay. So it's all even. It's all even. So I completely do not get that at all. So that brought up an excellent topic, which led into this, which led into why the fuck should we order from Canada when Pacific Cigar is distributing the same exact cigars that the Canadians get to Hong Kong, when in Hong Kong the cigars are like $50 to $75 cheaper a fucking box. Don't order from Canada. You're fucking stupid if you order from Canada. You just are. Order from fucking Hong Kong. Or Switzerland, at least Switzerland. You know, cigars are great there too. Germany, Fifth Avenue distributors, amazing. And we're going to talk more about that in our next episode when we get into the new, well, not really new, but new to us, San Cristobal Taurian jar release. It's going to be a great episode because I've got a whole bunch of things to talk about, even though San Cristobal really doesn't have any fucking history, really. It just has what it is. It's only fucking, what is it, 1999, 2009, 10, 15 years old now. So it really doesn't have much of a history at all. But there's still a lot of cool things to talk about regarding that brand. It's going to get us into a lot of different things. You'll see. There's going to be part of it in the cigar collectibles area on the Dr. Joe homepage, I guess you can call it. You can go, you know, down to cigar collectibles and it'll be listed. I want people to start using, that's how it's easiest to find parts. Use the playlists that I create. So there we'll basically just show off the jar because I'd rather talk about the brand and its history and everything else while I get to smoke a cigar. So we'll just show off the jar, mainly interested in how it arrived because we ordered once again from Finest Cuban Cigars, right now my favorite site for getting anything I can get from them. Anything that I can't get from them, I'll probably end up going to Cigar 1 for. Right now, Finest Cuban Cigars has been doing me real justice as far as everything. Pricing, shipping, service, blah, 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 blah. And they even have, obviously, some fancier products, even sometimes upon request. Great fucking outfit. So, that's about it. Let's just talk about our last third real quick, because I'm burning my fingers. We pretty much already did. Flavors start toning down, especially at the nubbing point. But in the beginning of the last third, you have really intense espresso-type flavors. Dark cocoa bean, earthy, oaky, wonderful. Spicy all the way through. And at the same level, that same type of spice you got from the Petit Lancero. And at the very end, that really picks up and kind of coats the palate. Damn, I really want more of this thing. Really want more of this thing. And you see that, it's really good, and it's not as strong as I expected it to be. Maybe these gain a little strength with age. I don't know. That does happen. We'll talk about that, and I keep saying it, in our aging episode, which is coming. I'm working on it. Some of my viewers who have emailed about the whole thing. But maybe that Petit Lancero, which really was, in my mind, stronger than this, developed strength through age. So that's about it. This was a wonderful cigar. We're going to wrap it up, give it a final rating. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, I had a blast doing it. And don't forget to tune in next week at the latest for our San Cristobal Taurian Cuban Cigar Jar episode and review. You know this thing is good. I still got it. Oh, look at that. The oil burner waited till the end this time. Amazing. I am actually nubbing this to the point where I'm sucking ashes into my mouth. Okay. It's cool that I did, because these are the things you find out. At this point in the cigar, it's really dead. And the reason for that is probably that this is the part that's been in my mouth the whole time. Everything's been sucked out of it. Flavors have been sucked out of it. It tastes like absolutely nothing. But that's just the very, very, very tiny little end of the nub. Fantastic cigar. It's not going to affect the rating at all. Most people don't get to this fucking point. Only us fucking nut jobs, you know? Okay, let's rate it. And there we have it. Our completely smoked Tatuaje BLACK Corona Gorda. The kickback to the original 7 years later. And what a cigar. You know, the points lost on this cigar were really, really subjective. I gotta say that. First of all, appearance and construction got a quarter knocked off each only because I can't say appearance is a 1 when you have the cigar that some people might call a 2.5. I mean, really, the cigar is pretty rough looking, you know? So appearance, a quarter off. Construction, a quarter off, because construction is a part of appearance. However, construction in this case isn't taken away because of the actual physical construction of the cigar relating to burn and draw. In that case, it was perfect. Perfect draw, perfect burn, no relights necessary. There was one, it was by my own fault though, and then only of course when I'm nubbing and the whole thing is all wet, but that doesn't count. Draw, perfect one, beautiful draw. Pre-draw flavor, we saw my reaction to that. 1. Dynamic, amazing, intense. Overall flavor, 1.175. Again, the separating barrier between that and 2 is like when you say, oh my God, I've never tasted anything like this. That's what I leave that for. Other than that, you know, 1.75 is as good as it gets. Aroma, a 1, amazing, unique, complex aroma, balance, a 1. Like I kept saying, this is a full-bodied cigar when it comes to strength, but it didn't, well, you know, lay me out. You know, where it gets so strong that you can barely handle the thing. Very well balanced in that area. So that's why I'm giving it a 1. I'm saying that right now, after having just finally finished that nub, I kept wanting more and more, but really, once I finally stopped, I'm good, man. I don't want to light another cigar right now. I feel great. Complexity, 0.75, a lot of different things going on in there, and they're all really easy to separate and pick out, all sorts of different great notes. Final score, 9.0, and like I said, 0.5 of that is because of its appearance. So, in reality, if all you care about is flavor and construction and all that, this cigar gets a 9.5. But for the record, it's officially getting a 9.0. I wrote a masterful example of what can be done with Cuban. I'm sorry, look what I wrote. Wow, is that Freudian or what? I didn't even notice that till now. Look what a masterful example of what can be done with Cuban tobacco. Holy shit. Well, no. A masterful example of what can be done with Nicaraguan tobacco. PJ does it again. Let's just assume that he'll take that as a compliment. I didn't even realize I was writing that. That's pretty funny. If I did realize it, I wouldn't be standing here commenting on it. And there it is. Put it all back together. That's what you get. I even put the cap on the end again. Almost looks as good as when it first came out of the jar. Beautiful cigar. Guys, we will be back soon with the San Cristobal jar. And do me a favor, keep on smoking. Say goodnight, Max.